again. Hi, gorgeous Tabitha. How are you today?
Hello. I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good. You're good. You're having a lot of fun over there in your business, aren't you?
Yes, I am. It's been great. It's exciting.
It's very exciting. Well, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do?
Yeah, I'm a peace guide. So I tell everybody, yes, I tell everybody it's like a life coach, but specifically directed in learning how to bring our body and our mind and our spirit into a peaceful state so that we can be wildly therapeutically ourselves. So my business is wildly therapeutic. And I just liken that to being women coming into being their full, pure, true self and at peace.
Oh, I love it. I love it. No wonder you're getting such great results. I feel like, when you're so aligned with what you do and who you are,
Yeah.
I can just see it as you're talking, I'm watching you and I'm like, yeah, this is Tabitha, right? This
I
is
got the
Tabitha.
sun rays coming in.
Yes. Like right across the screen. Can you see that? Oh my God, it's beautiful. Think we have some special guests joining us today.
Yes, I
So
love it.
tell us about where you were, I guess, before coming into our world. What did that look like for you? What were you struggling with? What were you looking for?
Yeah, I'm not much of like a marketer or like someone who I've ran businesses before and I've done that, but as far as like putting myself out there, especially when it's like all on you to like, oh, I need to get my name out and I need to like build these connections. And I would hear so many people when I told them what I do, even in network marketing, of like, oh my gosh, like the world needs this. But then there was like nothing else after that. So it's like, how can I actually just show up and like make this work to where like the people who need this actually see the opportunity to like be a part of that? And, social media and I have had a really interesting relationship for such a long time. Like I got off of it for 5 years, I got back on, I started using it for business, and I was like, there has to be a better way.
I love
So,
that. You're like constantly in and out of a relationship with Facebook.
yeah,
That's
exactly.
hilarious. So great. So you had the businesses. People were saying this sounds great, but then you're really hitting crickets to when it comes to actually converting people into paying clients. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
It
so
was mostly it would either be like word of mouth, right? Directly, like, oh my gosh, I want to like connect with you and do this myself, or the world needs it. That's awesome.
yeah, yeah. And then it's like, where do you go to from there? I was just listening to one of the ladies in the group. I think it was, I can't remember her name. But she just did a video this morning saying that, she created this amazing program, but then she was like, oh, hang on. Now, how do I actually take that to people? So,
Yeah.
so what's the experience been like for you, Tabitha? How long have you been with us? It's not been long, a few months.
No, I started I think I got started the end of January. So like February 1st was like starting up.
Yeah. So not
Yeah.
long. And what's
No,
it
and
been
I was
like for you?
It was great. I actually told my husband we were getting ready to go on like a month, almost a month-long road trip. And I was like, hey, I have this opportunity. Are you going to be cool if I like work on the road, and really dive into this? Because if not, then this is going to have to be put on hold. But it just felt so strong that it was like, this is the time to do something about that.
Yeah.
And I also want to be able to work on the road. So why not start that? That's my dog Brisket.
Hey, Brisket. Cute.
But yeah, it was one of those things where it's like, yeah, we need to do this. We need to make this happen. And so I dove in like head first.
And what was it like? So that's amazing because a lot of people go, oh, now's not the right time.
Mhm.
Right. So why did you see that as the perfect time?
Honestly, I felt led to it. There was just like a strong pull to it. And it just was like, I was asking the questions of like, what's next? How am I supposed to get this out here? I believe in God. And so I was just like, God, what's next? Like, what's here for me? And it did feel like super aligned in that to be like, okay, like learn some business techniques, learn how to like use a specific platform to actually grow your business in this way so that you can be educated on this and really have like a foundation to build on that can serve women
Mm.
rather than this kind of like, oh yeah, come over to my house and, like do a one-on-one session, and just that wasn't working. Like I needed something that I could really cultivate this type of opportunity for women.
Yeah. And being able to be on the road. And so like even the fact that you were on the road while you were building it, you starting to see the connection around how this is possible after as well. So is that a
Oh yeah.
vision for you? Is you wanted to be on the road? What does that look like?
I just want to be mobile. I've never been someone to be like, oh, I need to like, I don't want to be in a building from 9 to 5. Like, that's not my jam. For as long as I can remember, I was always like, why do people work jobs they don't love? Or why do they work jobs where they're like stuck and almost like a slave to their job because of what pensions or all these other things? It's like, well, I have like 3 more years until I X, Y, or Z. And I'm like, it doesn't sound like something that you want to like give yourself to. And so it was always like my desire to like really be able to serve in a way that was from a place of me being truly myself,
Mm.
and then be able to show up in that way. And then when I started feeling like, okay, this is where I'm going and this is what I'm all about, then it was just like, how do I invite other women into that? How do I offer other women this space of being like, if you show up in life truly as who you are, there is huge opportunity for you that you might not see right now that like is just waiting for you to have this like brilliant, lovely, peaceful life that it's waiting for you.
Like a girl with my own heart. And I love that. Yeah. It's like sometimes you don't know what you don't know, and they think that's what they have to have. And then someone like you comes along and it's like, actually, let me show you something else. It's
Oh
amazing.
yeah.
Congratulations. So tell us a little bit about the results so far, what you've been able to achieve in 3 short months.
Yeah, in 3 months, I've had 2 paying clients come into my group. So we've just got started over the last couple of weeks. I have different sales calls in, and I'm just learning the way to like continue. Like, I'm pretty good at conversation. Like, it's conversations with people don't scare me, but it's learning how to do that from like a social media perspective, where it's like, how do you engage? How do you attract? How do you connect with people and like with this screen thing in between you?
Yeah. Yeah. And it's just
um
normal.
yeah, and so I've been pretty patient in the process too. It's like everything comes in its own time, and I truly believe that, and I don't have like this like intense like dependence or need or lack in that area too. So it's like, yeah, I want to work with women that I'm supposed to work with. So it's like, I'm not saying yes to everybody, and not everybody might say yes to me, and I'm completely okay with that, because I really believe that that's what like guides me into being able to help the women I'm supposed to help.
Yeah, yeah, it's gonna be a right fit, like, because then it's a win-win. It's the same for us. Like, it's a win for you, it's a win for us. We get to work with great people. It's a win
Right.
for your clients too, right? Because
Mhm.
if you learn how to do it, then you're going to be able to change their lives. So it's the
Yeah.
knock-on effect, or the what do they call it, like the flow-on effect. It's beautiful. So
Yeah.
so you only really just launched in the last couple of weeks.
Mhm.
So you've already got 2 paying clients. How much is the offer?
So my offer is 6,700.
Yep.
My first client was there, and I did my old offer the way that I used to do that. I didn't follow the script at all. And so she kind of came in a little bit like way under, like a
Okay.
Sophie's, like a no, you shouldn't, like, like a
You knew
Sophie,
where
no.
I was going.
And then the second one, Heather really encouraged me. She's like, follow the script, like change the script, to like match how you would say it. And I was like, okay, what do I have to lose? Like, what is there really to lose in this? And I did it. And by the end of it, I just waited patiently, and I watched her face, and I like sat with the whole space, of that. And she ended up paying 4,000. So
Wow.
by the end of a conversation, it was like you find that like space too, where it's like, oh my gosh, like I can see that number, like where it's like still out of, like, this is what I share with people. I'm like, you have to show up with a number that you're willing to give outside your comfort zone, so that your brain actually connects to the fact that this is important. Because if this isn't easy, like at all, or if this is too easy, then
Yeah.
you're not going to show up for it in the same way. And I noticed that like with her, it was like extreme from her comfort zone, but she was willing to like step up and be like, okay, this is, what I'm able to do. And I work with my clients in that way, as long as they're a good fit.
Yeah.
But I'm like, this is a disservice to you if I were to give you this at this, price. And you learn that, like, you learn like who's ready to actually show up for themselves when you do it that way. I'm like, I don't really go to coaches anymore that don't charge more, like more than like $10,000 because I just don't trust that what they're going to give me is going to like work, you know? And so your belief about that becomes higher. And I have to hold that belief for my clients to come in so that they can start believing in themselves too, because
Yeah.
I've done that for myself. So
Yeah, there's nothing worse than what we see is like when people charge too low, you can sell it, but your clients don't show up. And then, they want refunds or whatever because they actually haven't made that transformational decision for themselves that they're going to change, that they're going
right.
to they're going to be all in. So if they're not showing up to calls or whatever, then money's irrelevant. Then you're just not getting the transformation. So I love that. You're a straight A student. You follow the path, you implement, you get
Working on it.
Yeah, absolutely. What's next for Tabitha?
I think it's just like continuing the process, allowing it to kind of unfolds in how it is. Like I love participating in daily life. And so it's learning how to have like, I call it full, not busy, like a full calendar where it's like, this is just good, full, and then learning how to rest in the process. Like I'm excited to watch women come through this and, be able to call them wildly therapeutic, be able to see them like start living out their lives and then be able to watch them journey into more spaces within their relationships, in their daily life, how they participate in life. And then like, who knows where like this opportunity and this like, I guess, vision can go. Like I have a lot of other things I'd like to do in person with like retreats with people and holding more like community space, because that's super huge. But I'm really just open to see where it goes.
I'm so excited for you as well.
Yay.
The work that you do is really important, right? And so what I love what you said before around the importance of having those strong foundations in place. It's going to allow you to then be able to do the work that you want to do. So congratulations.
Thank you.
What's your experience like on the inside in the mastermind? Is there anything specific that you found being really valuable for you or really important, or maybe something surprising even?
I've gone through programs like similar to this, but more for like self, reflection, kind of like what I'm offering myself. I haven't done this from a business perspective, of like, this is how we're going to do this. And so I think in some way I was kind of like set up for success with like having gone through like a system, being able to like, I'm a really good plug and play person. It's just, the personal stuff that you have to get over, the hurdles that you have to get out of your comfort zone that, show up there. And so there was a couple of times I think I was just surprised that I had a block that like, oh, I haven't actually got through this before, but like still willing to show up for it, being able to show up for like the mindset and being able to show up for the things that just kind of seemed a little weird or like uncomfortable, but it's like, okay, but I'm here for this. Like I put my energy into this. And so like, I'm only going to get out like what I want to, and so that being a very intense, like, self-responsibility in that, I think I surprised myself by showing up for it the way that I did, like just full force.
Full force.
Yeah, it was just kind of like because it felt so aligned. It was just like, yeah, of course, this is what I'm doing. Like, why wouldn't I? So it was great. I loved it. Like, it's been awesome.
I love it. I love it. It's a really great way of explaining your experience. Thank you. So
Yeah.
What would you say to someone who's watching this right now, Tabitha? Maybe they're just getting started. They could have been, running their business for a while, not really where they want to be. They might be looking around at other programs, other people. What would you say to them right now?
You have to get super honest with yourself prior to making a decision. Like, I think a lot of people want to pick and choose like who they want to be or what they want to be like, and they try to add it to themselves prior to like acknowledging like who they are so they can show up real for it. And when we try to like pick and choose different things that like aren't a part of us, we tend to kind of go down like a more difficult road or like make things way more complicated than they have to be because we're trying to be something that we're not. And I think it's really important for everybody to be able to show up saying, this is who I am, this is what I'm about, this matters, and I'm going to show up 100% for this regardless. And it gets confusing if you don't know who you are, if you don't know like if you're kind of like lying to yourself, like, oh, like, sure, I kind of like strawberry ice cream, you know, like, no, I like chocolate ice cream. Like, that's what I want. That's what I'm here for. Bring it on.
Yeah. So you just got to own the decision that you make for yourself.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. Any final words, Tabitha, before we wrap up? And thank you again for your time.
Oh, thanks for having me. I don't have anything else. I just hope that everybody finds their path and their way that leads them towards like a brilliant, beautiful life, being able to be like freedom to live as you truly are. Cause like you are meant for this world as you, and the world needs you to show up as you.
Yeah. Not Tabitha, not Sophie, but
No.
you. Yeah. Yeah, and that's exactly what makes it so unique and so special. And people are attracted to you and not me, and other people are not like, and that's what it is. So I love that. Thank you very much for your time. Have
Thank
an
you so much.
amazing rest of your day. It was so nice to see you as well. And ladies, if you want to check Tabitha out, go and stalk her online in love way.
Thanks, Sophie.
Bye.
Bye-bye.